what I'd like to cover in this next hour or so is what exactly TopstepTrader is, a little bit about our background, and the goal, why we were created, and then what you need to do to earn a funded account. So, I know that there's sometimes a lot of questions when it comes to different things based on our criteria. So hopefully this will be a great opportunity to get all of that cleared up for everyone. But other than that, I just want to say thank you first and foremost to Winvesting and the MarketFest for having us. We're super excited to be a partner and to really be a part of this event today. So just to be in the same names as a lot of the people is a great pleasure and honor. So with that, we will get right into it. So why was TopstepTrader created? Why are we here? Why do we exist? First, I'll give you a little bit of background. Today, ironically, is our 6-year anniversary. So I don't know if it just happened to be that way or maybe that's some type of positive omen for everyone. But yeah, today, 6 years ago, we were created. And that was when we first started our business, and it really was just a couple of guys on the trading floor, one in particular by the name of Michael Patak, who thought to himself, okay, the barrier to entry is pretty much non-existent at this point. Electronic trading is the way of the future, if not already at that time. How can we find better traders than us? How can we back them? And how can we create a platform to really provide people with an opportunity to succeed? And that was where it was born. We definitely started Topstep with the intention of this being a money-making endeavor. We wanted to back traders and we wanted them to make us money. So that's been our goal all along, and we're traders for traders first and foremost, and we think that that's been a huge part of growing our model and the amount of funded traders that we've had, because we think that we really understand traders and we understand what it is that you need, the psyche that's involved. As many of you know, we're not exactly the easiest breed in the world to probably understand, but we're unique, and I think that that's really given us an advantage in growing our model. So why do we exist? It's right here on your screen. We exist for traders to earn a funded account. That's the entire goal of TopstepTrader. That should be your goal, and it's definitely our goal for you. We want to help you do that and really as best we can. And the way we do that is through a unique evaluation. So we have a 2-step evaluation process. The first, what is known as the trading combine. And before I go any further, I just want to let everyone know, I like to just go right through our website. This is our homepage. For those of you that don't know, TopstepTrader.com. And then really, because I like to go through everything that you see with your experience navigating our website. So follow along with me. Hopefully you can all see my screen. This is really our Learn More page, and this is the meat and potatoes of our program, of our evaluation. This is where you'll find most of, if not all of the information you need to understand what it is that you need to do to succeed. So as I mentioned, we have a 2-step evaluation process. So step 1, we like to see you be evaluated for funding, and we really like to see that you can make profits, that you can trade, you know how to trade. You're a trader, not a gambler, so to speak. And then step 2, we want to prepare you for funding. That's a step where you're very, very close to earning a funded account. So at that point, we're a little more focused on you managing risk. So we want to be able to see that you can manage downside risk. As anyone who's speaking here today, John, Dan, anyone I'm sure can attest to and will tell you, risk is everything in this business. So making sure that you can manage that is absolutely crucial. I've had on my desk, gosh, since I was on the trading floor, I used to have it, I had a booth on the trading floor outside of the S&P pits, and that's where I had this hung, and I still have it hung by my desk here at the office in Chicago, and it's that preservation of capital is paramount to profit. And I read it every day because I truly believe that, And I think that that's the mindset you need in order to be successful. So that's something that we definitely put a lot of merit in, and something we'll try to reiterate time and time again. But first, let's start with step one. So again, this is where you prove to us that you can trade. And guys, it looks like I see some questions coming through. Definitely much appreciated, and we will get to a lot of these. So don't worry about it. I will go through everything at the end. Feel free to shoot it in there, though, if you're afraid you're going to forget it. I'll try and scroll up here towards the end. But back to step one. This is what's known as the trading combine. So a combine, it could be, for those of you, we have a large Russian subset of traders for us, and I know a combine to them means a totally different thing, because it means an actual like harvesting combine for crops. Whereas, the way we came up with it, and we really just kind of branded it and ran with it from the start, was that it's very similar to a sports combine. For instance, the NFL combine that goes on every year. If you perform well at the combine, where all the scouts are watching you, then at that point you might raise your draft status and get a bigger contract, or get picked up by a team that you otherwise wouldn't. So just a little bit of interesting fact on the background of that. And actually, while we're talking about names at this point, I guess, can anyone guess why we're named TopstepTrader? If you just throw it in the chat there. Anyone have any idea why? Where that name comes from? See if we get any takers here. Yep, perfect. So we got a lot of smart people in here. It's the highest step of the trading pit. So in the trading pits, the higher up you were, the better trades and fills that you could get, because you could see everything, right? You had a better view. You had access to more trading opportunities effectively. And the top step was always voted on in the pits. So it was a privilege if you were up there to be on the top step, and to be a top step trader, if you will. Really signified that you were well respected and one of the best. So very good for those of you. You guys know your trading history and your trading floor history. So, but getting back to the combine and getting back to the evaluation. So the combine is a real-time simulated account. So we offer 4 different combine sizes. There's a $30,000, a $50,000, $100,000, and $150,000 account size. Now, with each of these comes different account parameters. Those parameters vary depending on the account size. And for instance, with your max position size in a $30,000 account, you have the ability to trade 3 contracts. In a $100,000 account, you have the ability to trade 10 lots or 10 contracts. So it's going to vary depending on the account size. Obviously, the higher the account size, the higher the buying power that you have. And then same thing with the daily loss limit. So the daily loss limit is the most you can lose intra-day. And this is according to your unrealized net P&L. So I'll say that again. This is according to your unrealized net P&L. So if at any point throughout the trading day, you're in a position and your unrealized net P&L hits or exceeds, in this example, the $50,000 account, $1,000, then at that point you are liquidated from your position, locked out of the account for the day, and ineligible for funding. So that's really an important rule to pay attention to. And then next is the max drawdown. So the max drawdown, in layman's terms, is the most you can lose over the course of the account, over the length of the account, if you will. However, it is a little nuanced. So the max drawdown trails you. So let's take a look at this example here. So this is a $50,000 account example. in the $50,000 account, you have a $2,000 max drawdown. So, right when you begin your first day trading, the most you could possibly lose is $48,000. So let's say day one, we have a great day, we make $1,000. At that point, my trailing max drawdown is still $2,000. So now the most in my account balance can go, or the lowest it can go, is $49,000. So that, excuse me. So then again, day two, we have another great day. We make $500. At that point, my trailing max drawdown is still $2,000. So now, the least my account balance can get to is $49,500. So does everybody see how this is working? It's going according to what's called your high water mark, or the most that you've profited, your highest equity level. So then again, day three, choppy market, things aren't great, we lose $1,000. Our account balance is at $50,500. At this point, that means that our trailing max drawdown is now $1,500. And the least we can lose, or the lowest our account balance can go to, is $49,500, because it's still from your high water mark, which was from your day before. Now day three happens, and we just kill it. We knock it out of the park. Everything's going right. At that point, what did we make here? $2,500, $2,200. So our account balance is at $53,200, we'll call it. So at this point, my trailing max drawdown becomes $3,200. It becomes a lot bigger, because your trailing max drawdown will never exceed your initial account balance of $50,000. So then, the rest of the day, I have another great day. I make $1,000. My balance is at $54,000. Technically my trailing max drawdown is $4,000 at that point. But, that's my new high water mark. These are all my new high water marks, so it's never going to exceed your initial balance, regardless of what you do, if you trade up and down for the rest of the account. So again, I know it's a little nuanced. Hopefully you guys understand that. It's really just trails you to your high water mark unless you exceed the max drawdown in profit, and then it's just your initial balance. And then lastly, of course, is the profit target. So, this isn't an altruistic endeavor. I don't think anyone here trades without a very capitalistic mindset. I know that it's difficult, and sometimes we give into that, and we give into that greed, and that's not great. But we are all in this to make money, and we're in this to make money so we can get the things that we want in life. So we can take care of our family, we can take care of our friends, we can go on vacations, we can build that house. So definitely, we have a profit target that we like to see you and need to see you return in order to succeed and advance to the next step, which is funded trader preparation. And then, there is a cost to be evaluated, so it ranges anywhere from $150 to $375 per month, depending on the size of the account. So this is a function of a few things. One, the larger the account size, the more we're risking and funding you. So we'd like to see you risk a little bit more. And then two, we are a business. I mean, we have overhead like anything else. The technology to the data feeds, the staff to evaluate, rent, etc. I mean, obviously, it's something that is just a cost of doing business. And then, lastly, and most importantly, we want to see you have something on the line. So when we started our model, we initially weren't charging anything, and we were just, hey, giving demo accounts and seeing how people would do. And unfortunately, nobody was really taking it seriously, and they didn't have any reason to. They had no skin in the game. So here, this really makes it feel a lot more like a live environment, if you will, even if it is just $100 or a couple $100. But either way, so in addition to the account parameters, that you so choose, you need to follow the combine rules. So first, trade a minimum of 10 days. So that is our absolute minimum data set. We need to see you trade at least 10 trading days. They don't have to be consecutive, and you can trade 10, and if you follow the rules and meet your profit target at the end of your 10th trading day, you advance to the next step. Or it could take you 63 trading days to follow the rules and meet your profit target. It doesn't matter to us. We just need to see at least 10. That's our minimum data set. Next is trade permitted products and times. So here we trade all futures contracts, all CME group products. So if you take a look, we've got the equity indices, currency futures, some of the ags, the energies, financials. Oil's our most popular product. Number 2 is a toss-up between gold. Well, no, I'm sorry. Number 2 is the S&P, and then 3 is a toss-up between gold and the euro. But again, we offer the most liquid CME group products, so it shouldn't be a problem. And then last are the 2 rules that we know about that we discussed. These are the cardinal rules, right? The daily loss limit and the trailing max drawdown. So do not hit or exceed those. So really, again, the combine is about showing us that you can trade, showing us that you can profit money in an environment and in a trading account. So it's really, here's your loss limit, here's your drawdown, stay within the lines, and meet the profit target. It's pretty straightforward. So if you can do that, you will advance to step 2, which is funded trader preparation. And some of you might be asking yourselves at this point, well, what am I using to trade? What are you evaluating me on? Great questions. Really, we get all of your fill data via our data feed that we use. We can see all of your open positions. We run proprietary trade reports that way. But when it comes to the actual execution that you're doing it on, we have a great partnership with NinjaTrader. I know that's a crowd favorite to a lot of you guys out there. If you don't already have a license key with NinjaTrader, they're gracious enough to provide our traders, or excuse me, and our users in the combine and in the evaluation with a free live license key. So that shouldn't be an issue. And then if you do use something else, another platform, we do offer some of the top trading platforms out there to be evaluated with: multi-charts, eSignal, Sierra Chart, Market Delta. And if you don't see something here, let us know. Shoot an email or give us a call to support@TopstepTrader.com. And if our data feeds can hook up to your platform, we'll certainly do our best to support it. So, moving forward, let's assume that we completed successfully the $50,000 combine account. We then move on to funded trader preparation. So again, if you guys remember in the beginning, I said that funded trader preparation is really to focus on your risk management, your discipline, your money management, all of those great things. So that's what the focus of funded trader preparation is here. Now, if you notice, we also significantly reduce your profit target. So we're not looking for you to make as much upside. We're not so much worried about that. You've already showed us that you can do that in the combine. Here, we want to make sure that you can really adhere to your downside and make sure that you're not risking all of this money or too much money at any given time or any given trade. So what are the rules to funded trader preparation? Here, you can only trade the combine products that you were profitable in during permitted times. So what does that mean? That means if I was in the combine, we successfully completed the 50K combine, and in the combine, say I traded, let's see, oil, gold, and the euro, and I was only profitable in gold and oil, At that point, I can only trade gold and oil and funded trader preparation. So pretty straightforward. Just cut your losers. Only focus on what you're profitable at, what you've proven to be good at, profitable in. So that one's pretty straightforward. Next, do not hit or exceed the daily loss limit. So we know the daily loss limit, right? We had that in the combine. That's not foreign to us. However, now, like I mentioned, we're focusing a little bit more on risk. So now you also have to adhere to a weekly loss limit. So in this example, in the bigger accounts, there's a weekly loss limit. So this loss limit is from Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time when the Globex opens, or whenever you take that first trade for a week, until Friday at the close of whatever product you're trading. So at that point, do not hit your weekly loss limit. But again, keep in mind, your profit target is severely decreased. So you shouldn't need to be risking a whole lot or too much at this point. Next, do not allow your account balance to hit or exceed the trailing max drawdown. Again, we all know that one from the combine. Hopefully, everyone understands. And then a couple new rules. One being, do not hold positions in the major economic releases. So what's a major economic release? We've got a lot of them listed here: GDP, FOMC announcements, employment, particularly if you're trading some of the energy products, the inventories reports. These are all major market moving events. So we don't want you to hold a position into any of them. And then we also want you to follow a scaling plan. So again, this is all about risk at this stage. So we want you to really build your equity, take base hits, and then you can go for the home run. Once you've built up your equity, $4,500, trading 5 lots in a 30K account, $7,000, you're trading 7 lots. The larger the account size, the faster you scale. Once you make $7 grand in a 150K account, you're trading 20 lots. So this is really to have a defined risk set for where your equity is at. And then you can adjust your account parameters after you've made 5K in the funded account and in funded trader preparation. And then lastly, maintain an account balance greater than 0 after a minimum of 10 trading days. So really what this rule is if you're making money in the market, don't give it back to the market. So, try and remain above that zero balance. So let's say we successfully completed our $50,000 funded trader preparation account. At this point, we made it. This is it. This is the holy land, right? This is what everyone wants. We're in the funded account. This is where John Anderson is. This is where his son has been, and this is where the magic happens. This is where everybody can start making real money, start building actual things that they want with that. We just had a trader last week, 2 weeks ago maybe, I think, in his first month trading, took a check for $10,300 and some dollars. I forget the specific amount. And he's a limo driver by trade, and that was more than 25% of his yearly salary. So I mean, this is where you can really get into very positive dreams and things that you can realize. So this is exciting. You've earned it at this point. So let's talk a little bit about what the benefits are. First and foremost is industry best profit split. Our profit split is 80-20. However, we give you your first $5,000 in profits. So I like to think of that as like a signing bonus, if you will. So if you make 10 grand in your first month, you keep 5 of it, 100%, and then the next 5, we take 80, you get 20, or I'm sorry, you get 80, we take 20. So the house gets 20, the trader gets 80%. So 80-20 profit split is industry best. I don't know any other or better out there. If you do, please let me know. But yeah, a huge benefit there. Next is trade additional products. So I understand that our evaluation is only CME Group products, and there's some people out there that want to trade Eurex, want to trade the DAX or the Bund or ICE, the Russell. We get that. Unfortunately, we can't evaluate your performance on those products, but if you're showing success in the funded account, after 10 trading days, you can trade those products. We'll open you up to other exchanges and other instruments. And then receiving your profits. So we want to make it stupid easy for you to receive your money. So the way we do that is, we don't have any, pay on the 1st and the 15th or once a month, or, you have to request 7 to 10 business days in advance. We're not like that. We look at this account as a partnership. It's your money there. If you want to take it, please, please, please do. We only take our split when you take yours. Shoot us an email, give us a call, send a carrier pigeon, let us know, and then we'll get the withdrawal process going for you. So we can usually get a check turned around same day, next day, and then when it comes to wire fees, so this is huge for our international trader community, because wire fees can get to be, I had no idea, but they can be upwards of $100 to do a wire transfer. So as long as you're taking a withdrawal of $250 or more, we'll cover the wire cost too. We'll eat it. We don't care. Everybody's happy. So again, just very easy to get your money. And then last, industry low commissions. So we've negotiated with our brokerage partners to have as low commissions as possible for the various contracts. So again, this is it. This is where everything happens. This is where you made it. This is where dreams can start to come true. We hope that you would all be interested in it and will get evaluated. We want more and more traders. We funded 387 traders, I believe, last year. So, that's how many people earned funded accounts and really did some great things. This year, I believe we're on pace, last time I checked, for 700, give or take. So we're super, super stoked and excited about that. We want to fund as many people, as many traders as possible. And, I know that there's probably a great amount in this webinar right now that could earn that funded account. So that's something that we want to see you all do. We hope you'll move forward and do that, and I'm excited for all of you, because you're the reason we created this program, and we want to see you all take advantage of it. And we're going to help you out take advantage of it too. I don't know if Dan can maybe shoot you the email to register, or we've got a discount code that we're happy to give everyone for attending today. But before that, let's move on to the questions. So I know I saw some throughout, so I'll try and scroll up here for everybody. Okay, when I get funded, is my ceiling going to be 30K, or will I be able to trade more later on? So that's a great question. Again, that's the scaling plan that we spoke of. So your ceiling is certainly not just 30,000 or that buying power. In this example, once you make $10,000, you can trade up to 7 lots. Anything after $10,000 is negotiable. So, we're open to it. If you're doing well, you're trading that kind of money, you've got the ability to open yourself up to more capital. So, no, that is certainly not your ceiling. Roger, do we have to trade within the lot size? So yes, that is the most contracts you can have open at any given time. So if you're in a 50K account and you have the ability to trade 5 contracts, and you're in a gold trade with 2 contracts and an oil trade with 3 contracts, you won't be able to put any more positions on. Manu, if you hit max drawdown, how can you progress or carry on with your program? So that's a great question, Manu. Within the combine, if you were to break one of the rules, in your example, the max drawdown, we do have a reset functionality. So, you know, things happen, market state, maybe you just weren't in the right state of mind. At that point, you can pay a $100 reset fee, and that'll reset your account balance and your rules back to the beginning, and it's just like getting a fresh count or like a get out of jail free card. Does the $1,000 daily loss limit still hold even after account value goes over 55K? It's a great question, Albert. Yes, so the daily loss limit does not change. It doesn't trail like the trailing max drawdown does. So that's always going to be in effect. Is the profit target monthly or weekly or daily? So Mo, that's a good question. It's a minimum of 10 trading days. So we need to see at least 10 trading days. So that's the fastest that you could meet the profit target and be successful. If it takes you longer than that, you've got as much time as you need until you either meet the objective or cancel the account. Albert, can we keep overnight positions? So that's a good question, Albert. So we don't allow you to hold positions into the close, but technically you can trade overnight. So the Globex opens at 5 p.m. Central Time, and then it goes until, you know, the equity close the next day at 3:15. So really, there's only, you know, an hour and 45 minutes that you can't trade in a given trading day. So depending on if you mean hold into the close or if you really mean overnight, could vary. Alex, profit target per month. Again, no, it's not per month. It's either 10 days or as many days as it takes until you meet the objective or cancel the account. Derek, why don't you allow TF to be traded? Is it because of the data feed expense? Really what it is we have an agreement with CME in terms of the exchange and how we offer it. We don't have any similar agreements in place with ICE or Eurex, something we're working on. I do understand that their data fees are more expensive, but no, that isn't really the inherent reason. Really, we just we have a great relationship and thing going with CME. And we're hoping to get similar agreements in place for our model with the other exchanges. Roger, what happens when hitting the limit? At that point, you're on your daily loss limit, you're liquidated and locked out of the account for the remainder of the trading day and no longer eligible for review unless you reset the account. The scaling plan does not apply to the combine, John. So again, you know, scaling plan applies in funded trader preparation, but your profit target is much smaller in funded trader preparation. Is there a reset button for the preparation stage? No, there is not. So funded trader preparation is all or nothing. How long and how many times can you fail? The preparation stage before you have to go back to the combine again. Again, it's one time. However, you know, the funded trader prep is actually a higher success rate than the combine. So, you know, it's something that I wouldn't be discouraged about. Like I said, those profit targets are much lower, so I think that that's a big function of it. and we make you follow the scaling plan. So the scaling plan helps to make sure that you're not trading outside of your risk limits or too much risk. No, you do not need to pay for the data feed in any of the evaluation stages. So not in the combine or funded trader preparation, Bob. You do need to pay CME data fees, professional data fees, at the funded level. And the funded level, it's $85 per month per exchange. That's directly to CME Group. And that's because CME Group considers you a professional trader at that point. You are trading for a prop firm. Can we trade options eventually? Something that we'd love to offer, looking into. Nothing in the near future or a definitive timeline at this point, but we'd love to expand into other asset classes. Craig, no, we don't have any trainers to follow. We do have talk between traders and learning via our Squawk Radio, which is an interactive chat room. I know John's been in there before. If you look down here, there's some of the people we've had in our Squawk room: Linda Raschke, Jim Dalton, Pete Davies, trading psychologist Andrew Menaker. So that's a great place. We're interactive chat room. We do live trader interviews, guest educators come on. We have different market segments. So that's a great way to get some education if you'd like. Otherwise, there's plenty of educators out there. Winvesting being a good one, and whatever suits you and your style of learning. There's plenty that offer that in a more structured environment, I should say. Hector, we do not offer Forex at this point. We are looking to move into Forex hopefully soon, but nothing definitive at this point. We trade all CME Group products. Oil's our most popular. S&P is second, 3, gold and the euro. Albert, do you accept international traders? Yes, absolutely. We've funded traders all over the world: Russia, China, Brazil, Italy, you name it, all over. Uganda. So if you've got a good internet connection, we'll fund you. Yeah, you can trade the Nikkei. The Nikkei 225 is available. Again, no specific training. No, we don't have a trade room where you follow trades. We're really about providing the opportunity and the arena for you to succeed. But we want you to bring us your secret sauce. Show us what you've got and how you trade, and then we'll back it. Yep, we can pay via PayPal for withdrawals of any profits. We do that. So we've got a question: if we trade ES and ZB in the combine, but we're only successful with ZB, when they get to the funded account, can they trade ZB and ES again? So in the funded account, you would only be able to trade ZB for your first 10 trading days, Bob. And then if you're successful and you've built up your account balance, you can trade ES again. Manu asking to clarify the data and charges. Our data feed providers are Rhythmic and CTS, Cunningham Trading Systems, and there's no cost for the data. I mean, that's all built into what the combine cost is. There's no cost for the data until the funded account, which it's then $85 per month per exchange, which is charged by CME Group. Can a trader use any technique setup? Yes, of course, Mick. No stock options, Dex. Albert, what is the intraday margins for trading products like ES or crude? It's really going to depend on your broker. So, that's going to vary. Gary, does the combine train for end-of-day trading methodologies? Again, the combine is not with any specific training. Of course, there's many training educators out there that would be a good fit for you, and there's a few that have presented today and will present. So I'd encourage you to explore those options. Near, I'm willing to do a 50-50 split if you waive the fee. No, I'm sorry, we don't do that. We think that it's very nominal fee, anywhere from for $150 you can get funded and earn a funded account with quite a bit of leverage and opportunity. So A, there's that, and then B, we want to see you with something on the line. So we don't accept brokerage statements or anything like that. And we also want to see how you trade in today's market state. So, it's definitely, our model. It's a proven model, and it's what we're comfortable with. William, great presentation. Thank you, William. What would you say are the keys that your successful traders exhibit? Great question. Good risk management, first and foremost. So, slippage does happen. Our successful traders, are sure to place their stops with a lot of breathing room around those loss limit figures. Psychologically, they're pretty sound. A lot of our guys are adamant journalers. So, they have trade journals that they journal every day, which I think is very healthy for your trading activity and growth and to look back on and continue to improve. But, most of them really are just anal to the point where they watch their downside risk, and that's the guys that we like best. Because if you've got a good strategy, we can always scale you up. But we can't always protect you from your downside. So, I would say that those are just a couple of the keys. Gene, do we have to get licensed? No, there's no licensing necessary, so you don't have to do that. Yes, so you're paid as a 1099 independent contractor. So once you're in the funded account, that's what you're paid as. We have a lot of traders in the funded account that put their 1099s in corporations' names for tax purposes. We always suggest you consult a tax professional. Say we get to the funded account and we have $8,000 in profit in our account, can we negotiate to increase the daily and weekly loss? So that's a great question. The weekly loss limit is actually eliminated after 10 trading days in the funded account. You no longer have a weekly loss limit or a max drawdown. And then once you make $5,000 in profits, you can negotiate your daily loss limit. So, yeah, Bob, we open you up, after 10 trading days in the funded account, we open you up. We really just don't like to see people get in the account and, start trading 5, 10 contracts. That doesn't end well. We used to do that, and then we scaled that back, and our traders have shown much greater success and much more longevity. What average funding did your traders get last year, Celeste? That is the $50,000 account is our most popular. The $30,000 is second, and then the $150,000, and then the $100,000. The promo code. So if anyone would like to sign up there, you'll go ahead and get access to a special, MarketFest promo code for this event. Thanks, Dan. Just saw your reminder, so I appreciate it. So I just threw that in the chat for anyone that's interested. And then I will walk you through how to use it as well. Yep, Richard, again, 1099. What is the monthly income requirement to maintain an active account? That's a great question. So we don't have any minimum profit or income requirements, William. What we do have is a minimum that we want to see you trade 10 days within 60 calendar days. So we don't like to see the account too idle. We're pretty flexible on that. If you just let us know, be in communication with us if you're going out of town for a couple weeks or a few weeks or whatever the case is. Not a big deal. Yeah, so besides the CME fees in the live funded account, there is no other fees once you get to that stage, Sandeep. The Nick guy, yep, again, welcome to trade that. The financials, yes, you can trade. The financial futures contracts. And yeah, you can trade the DAX once you have successfully completed 10 trading days in the funded account. That's when we can open you up to other products. Overnight positions, we touched on this one a little bit earlier. You can trade from 5 p.m. Central until 3:15 Central the next day on the equities close if you're trading equities. Otherwise, you need to be flat by the close of your product. So technically, you can trade overnight. You just can't hold positions into the close of your product. You need to be flat until the open of the next trading session. What if I already own a lifetime NinjaTrader license? Yeah, at that point, you're welcome to use your own license key. Otherwise, you can use ours as well. I know a lot of times we have traders that would like to trade, pretty simultaneously or simultaneously with their with their brokerage account. So at that point, you would need a multi-broker license through Ninja. But if not, if you had multiple devices, you could use your key on one device and our key on another device. Funding ICE, after 10 trading days in your funded account, you could trade ICE products. A recording, yeah, I believe Dan's got a recording going for everybody. And yes, you can pay with PayPal. Yep, so Dan's in the chat talking about the promo code as well. William, looking forward to joining the combine, becoming a part of the team. I'm looking forward to it too. What you guys would do is go to whichever combine you would like to be evaluated with. So, for instance, a $50,000 account, click Get Started. And then right here underneath what would be the platform that you'd like to use, as well as your start date, you would click Enter Discount Code. And then enter the code when investing, and you're getting evaluated for literally next to nothing. So that's exactly how you do it. It doesn't matter what account size. So again, you just go to the, let me move this out of the way for everybody. Enter discount code. Type it in, click apply. And then here, just enter your information. And then someone asked about PayPal. Yes, you can pay with PayPal. And go from there. And so that's for your first month of any new combine. And then, of course, you do have the ability to, it will just renew if you haven't met your profit target or objective within the first 30 days. And you do have the ability to reset your account as well within that time period if you do, unfortunately, break one of the rules. Is there any other questions, guys? I think I got to all of them. I'm trying to scroll through, see if I missed anything, but you guys had a lot of great questions. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the interest. We're very happy and excited to hopefully get everybody funded here. And yep, you'll be getting a recording. All right, everyone. It looks like that's it. Unless anyone has any other questions, hopefully we covered everything, and everyone feels a lot more comfortable about what they need to do to succeed in the funded account and how to get there. So, again, step one, the trading combine. You guys all have an awesome promo code to be able to do that. Thanks to our friends at Winvesting, and then from there. We'd like to see you all be successful and go on and develop and win your way through. Really just focus on making the profits in the combine, watching your risk, and then once you get to stage 2, funded trader preparation, all about the risk. Don't trade as much. Don't put too much size on, and then at that point you're on to the funded account. And one thing I didn't mention as well that I know John Anderson can really attest to is the mentorship too that we provide in the funded account. So the funded account isn't just hey, you made it, great, go trade and you're on your own. No way. So we have a very experienced team with over 50 years of experience back there between two of our leaders in the funding department. And they help mentor you. They're there for you, as much as you need them or as little as you need them. But, I hear them all day on the phone with traders. They're acting as your risk manager. They're really keeping you honest, and they're holding you to what you said and set forth as your goals and what you want to do to consider yourself successful. And that's what we want to create is successful traders according to their own measure. and help them realize, you know, the dreams and goals that they have. So, you know, they're a huge part in playing into that, and everyone here. If anyone has any other questions that you haven't, that I was unable to get to, please also feel free to email our support team at support@TopstepTrader.com, or our number is here as well. I'm shooting it to Dan. And then, you know, I think I'd like to take this time to go over some of the stories that we've had and some of the success that traders have shown. So if you guys haven't already, we have an excellent blog. In addition to, you know, a daily pre-market prep, this is where we highlight all of our funded traders and their success. This was something really cool, actually. We did a nice promo code for any traders that were veterans that served for the U.S. for Memorial Day. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. And here you can subscribe. You know, we do daily S&P free market reports, as well as any company announcements, any announcements that are based upon our funded traders and their success. So certainly this is one of the things that I would love for all of you to subscribe to. You just enter your email right here, and this will give you access to all of the updates. And let me look for a good recent one here that we can share with everybody. So here's a trader from Portland, Oregon. Mr. Van Houten is his username. So, you know, this is just an example of another great, you know, average guy by most accounts. Great person who, you know, has traded part-time for a couple of years, plans to build up an account over the next few years, wants to build a buffer, fund another account where he can trade longer positions. And then here's an example of a trade report. So this is exactly what you're all going to see when you're being evaluated. So here is where you can take a look at all of your relevant metrics. So not just how you stack up against the combine rules, but how you stack up against other metrics that we think are important. So, you know, this is a really valuable tool as well to determine, you know, how you're trading and really use it to improve your performance. So up in the corner, this green check means that you successfully completed that rule. You've met that rule. A red X would mean you haven't met that rule. So a really great way for you to gauge exactly where you're at. You can log into this any day throughout the trading day. We update them at the end of every trading day with that day's performance. So here, you know, let's take a look at some of the relevant stats for Mr. Van Houten. Profitable days. So 87% of the days he traded, he was profitable. That's excellent. His largest winning day, $2,551. Again, another excellent story. Excellent trading activity. And then his largest losing day. You know, again, this is a larger account. So, you know, that could look like a very big number, but this is a $150,000 account. So his daily loss limit is actually $3,000. So he really never came near that. You know, he only came near to half. So earlier when I was mentioning, you know, what are some of the keys to success, and I've talked a lot about risk and I've really honed in on it, here's a perfect example of why that was a major key to success. He never even touched half of his loss limit. And then look at, his largest winning day, he had a lot of great upside. Average winning day, 769. And then again, we can tell here that he traded two products, the S&P and the NASDAQ. His ending account balance, $159,083. And then this is where we get really interesting, because we dive into a lot of these stats that are really for your own good and your own development. So we really think that you should pay close attention to this, because this data is really telling. You can derive a lot of good information from this. So really just walking through, the top line is all of the averages, and then we have day-by-day breakdown of exactly where he was at. So the total contracts traded, that would be the total contracts traded in a day. So if we look at April 21st, his net P&L is 866. So that's his profit after fees and commissions, which I don't think we covered, but fees and commissions are $3.86 in the combine. And that's all in, that's round turn, and that's all in. Everything. So the total contracts he traded that day on April 21st are 18 contracts. Fees and commissions, only $33. And the total trades were 3 trades total, and they were all winning trades. So not trading a whole lot. Definitely we don't have a scalper on our hands here. And it looks like he's trading in 6s. So another thing when it comes to risk, guys, up here he's got the ability to trade 15 contracts at any given time, but he only traded 18 total contracts, and that was 3 trades. So that tells me he's only risking 6 contracts at a time, if that. And then his average P&L per trade, making $300 on all 3 of those trades. He made $300. So I can tell right there, this is a pretty disciplined trader, because $300 to make that even of an amount on 3 different trades in the same day, that to me means that is that guy's profit target, right? That's Mr. Van Hooten's profit target. That's what he's setting forth for himself. As soon as he's hitting that $300 level, he's getting out. So that's excellent. And then winning the losing trades, again, always something very important to keep an eye on. The total win percentage, so this is if you took 10 trades in a day and you were profitable on 7 of them, you'd have a 70% total win percentage. And then max consecutive winning trades and max consecutive losing trades. And then his average duration. So, this is pretty interesting, the average win duration. So here, this day, I'd have to look back and see what was happening in the market this day, but his average win duration was 27 minutes, which it actually looks like it's usually quite a bit higher, or at least it got quite a bit higher towards the end of his combine here. And look at this. This was a long one that he stayed in. This must have been a trending day. And yeah, it was a big day for him, 1331. And then they get a little bit lower here, so it looks like it was smaller in the beginning, but these were also pretty choppy days, because if you look at this net P&L, and then the winning, the losing trades, so shorter time frames, but things were pretty choppy for him. And then it looks like once he started to really trust himself and started to build upon, get a few successful winning days, he was more comfortable spending longer and longer in his trades to take profits. So very interesting, the things that you can derive from your trade report if you take the time to really get to know it and look out for it. And then here, is the NASDAQ. So he also traded these. This was obviously just not a good product for him, and I think he realized it. April 1st, April 4th, April 6th. This is discipline, guys. To only trade 3 days, to have a loser in all 3 days, nothing that ever killed him by any means, but his average losses were greater than all of his average wins. His win percentages, not over 50. Didn't stay in these trades very long. Stayed in his losers a lot, probably waiting for him to come back. So yeah, I mean, this is another great example of the discipline it takes to be successful trading. So, here's an example, the very beginning of his combine. He gives it three opportunities. It's kind of like the old rule of thumb, 3 losing trades in a row, done for the day. 3 losing trading days in a row, done for the product. And then and it paid off because look at, he just after the April 6th day, went on a win streak in the S&P. 743, 33, 13, 1154, 480, 471, 416, 1331, $5, 1427, 866. So as soon as he stopped trading in the NASDAQ on April 6th and focused all of his attention on the S&P, he never had a losing day from then on. So that's awesome. I mean, this is a great example, I think, in many ways of the discipline and really the patience that this trader exhibited and showed. So I really, really encourage all of you to take a look at your trade reports and derive what you can from them, because they are hugely valuable. I mean, in the 10 minutes 5 minutes, however long it's been that I sat here and briefly analyzed this, I was able to tell a lot of things about this trader and really pull a lot of positives out of this. So I'm super excited for Mr. Van Houten, and I really want to see what he does in the funded account, because I think he's shown a lot of great things here that are going to prove to be successful. And you know what? What does this guy want to do? He's not talking about making $1 million. He's talking about a second income to prepare for his kids' college and future. So that's something that we really want to reinforce and reiterate, as well as we get so often questions about, how many guys are making 6 figures, 7 figures, how many contracts are they trading? Everybody wants to have this very Wall Street greed mentality that really we just don't think exhibits very good and positive behaviors when it comes to trading, because it creates this illusion in everyone's mind that trading somehow isn't a job, that it's somehow easy, that it's somehow you can come in here and make $1 million every year. This is coming in the morning, turning the lights on to your bakery at 5 a.m. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. When your butt hits that chair, it's all business, and it is a business. It's a profit and loss every day, and it's a business that you've got to be careful when you put risk on. And that's really what we try to focus on and hone in on. And I love this. I think this is awesome. I think John Anderson would love this too. I think a lot of people would. That his goal here is to have a second income to prepare for his kids' college and future. So he's not saying I want to be Gordon Gekko. He's saying, hey, I want something realistic, something that I'm going to work hard at, that's going to provide for my family and for my kids. So I commend this trader on not just his performance, because I think that it was excellent and definitely very worthy. And there's so many more of these. I mean, just look here. Funded Trader, Ladybird out of Germany. Funded Trader, Knock Nevis, Torhout out of Belgium. Here we go. Salzburg, Austria. CFXS. Redondo Beach, California. I'd like to live there. And I know I've just got a couple minutes left, and it looks like everyone's questions have pretty much been answered, but I'd like to leave you all with this because I think Mr. Van Houten's trade report really touched on some very positive things there that I think we can all learn from. So with that being said, I'm just going to leave this up on the screen, and I hope everybody takes the time the next few minutes to read this because I think it's very important and speaks volumes about our process. And actually, you know what, I'll go ahead. I think I got a few minutes just to read it off to everyone. No two traders are the same. Therefore, no two outcomes are the same. As many traders as there are just as many, if not more, dreams and aspirations. Would everyone like to make $1 million a year trading? Of course. Will they? Of course not. But before we can examine outcomes, we need to first examine why we trade. Trading is a capitalistic endeavor. I think we can all agree with that. Traders want to make money, plain and simple. But why do they want to make money? It's not so they can have a larger figure in their bank account, so they can do things they love. It's so Mr. Van Houten's kids can go to college without him worrying. It's so they can provide better lives for their families and friends, and it's so they can accomplish their dreams. In our business, it's very easy to get seduced by the dollar and cents, the numbers, and the P&L, often to detriment. The best traders don't approach the markets to make X amount of money today or this year. They know trading is a privilege, markets are ruthless, and having risk on means business. TopstepTrader was guilty of this Hollywood, Wall Street trader mentality in our infancy. If we weren't writing big checks, didn't have six-figure traders, we thought we were failing. Like anything else, true comprehension only comes with experience. We fed the beast, we lent credibility to the detractors by acknowledging and responding to their money or nothing mentality. Then something interesting happened. We surveyed our traders and learned that 78% are employed full-time, part-time, or are self-employed. 78%, almost 80% of our traders. So we've been beating ourselves up if we're not making consistent professional level profits, when in reality, a lot of our guys are just like Mr. Van Houten and females and women looking to earn extra income to support themselves, their family, or their ambitions. So regardless, the futile questions continued. How many traders make six figures? How much money does your best trader make? How many lots? But we have a few questions. Why do you care? You shouldn't. If 100 traders go live and they all make six figures, that doesn't mean you will. If 100 traders go live and they all lose six figures, that doesn't mean you will. It's an individual sport. So no more will we give into or foster this envious, nonsensical herd culture. You know what we want to talk about? We want to talk about and promote success, actual success resulting in dreams coming true, money as a conduit to experiences, to desires, to happiness. I want to talk about Tom, who I mentioned earlier, made 10 grand in his first month trading. More than 25% he makes as a limo driver, so he can take his kids to Disney World or remodel his basement. The guy consistently taking checks so he can take his wife out, not have to worry about bills or if something happens. So we built an innovative model, and we're trying to innovate what success means. Our mission is to empower anyone, anywhere, to earn the financial freedom to pursue their dreams, and we want to empower all of you guys. So please, use that post, get evaluated. We want you guys to be the ones accomplishing your dreams next. So thanks everybody for having me on. Thanks to Dan and the team at Winvesting, and we hope to see you all in a combine and a funded account real soon.